and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. Happy 12th of December, everybody. We are halfway through once we have finished today, and we will have half of each picture completed. But before we get into the diamond painting, today is our day 12 baggie. And this one is a very useful item, is today's. So these are some stickers, some of our very small round and square stickers, perfect for labelling up pots, labelling up AB bags, labelling up your spare storage bags. There's multiple uses for these, but we've got a couple of fun designs. One are some little Christmas ornaments. You get half a sheet in square and half a sheet in round. When I find it, there it is. So some of them are small round ones and some are small square ones. So you get a little bit of both. And then for the other times of the year, we have some in both the square and the round again, but with hearts. So a couple of different exclusive to the Advent designs there for a nice staple. So that is day 12, and the section for day 12, we have quite a bit of confetti. We are doing half of the umbrella, and I'm using a pen that was gifted to me by Janet Morris, this gorgeous pen, and I'm using a blue tray. This was originally August 2021, a limited edition, but we have a very similar colour now as our stock colour. It is as close to being the same, if not the same, type colour. So let's get some diamonds ready. Zoom you guys in as much as I can because I'm at the bottom of my easel. Oh, that's not too bad. I can push it back further. But I hope everybody is having an awesome day. I am filming this, of course, the night before because it's a weekday. So I have packed from launch orders pretty much all of them, very close to all of them. Just if I'd have had another hour, then they probably would have all gone out same day. But unfortunately, the postie comes at 4 o'clock. He did do a little eye roll at the amount of bags that left the house today and the weight of them, but he was also gifted a tub of chocolates, so we were very quickly forgotten. Apparently his first gift this year, so keep him sweet for the rest of the time. But the last of the orders will be going out. Well, they will be going out as you guys are watching this. And the last few that didn't make it were UK, unless they've been ordered since, because the delay to the UK is potentially less than it is to international. Well, international on their way ASAP, because we're dealing with Christmas post, which is always fun. So yeah, busy but productive day today. My little setup in the shop and all the preparation that we did over the weekend made today go amazingly well. We had well over 100 orders, and as I say, the bulk of them, or a very big majority of them, have left already, with the rest leaving about now as you're watching. So yeah, that was good. So thank you everybody who did order. There is a few, as I'm filming this, there are a few of the trays and the tray bundles left, but the numbers aren't huge. So they will last as long as they last. The Christmas and the autumn and the Halloween cover paper, I have popped in final numbers for those. So what we already have prepared and ready to go, and then they will sort of expire off the site. For the fruit cover paper, we will keep that at an unlimited amount available until around the end of December, and then we'll do a sort of final count on what we've got prepared for that and tally up that one. And then of course the rest of the printed cover paper, our stock printed cover paper, we will just keep producing that. Rainbow Stars and Rainbow Diamond seem to be the two favourites so far out of the printed cover paper. We have a lot of Rainbow Stars on their way to various people. There's a few others that are also very popular, but they definitely seem to be the top two out of all the cover papers, and I can see why. Because I absolutely love all of them. But yeah, those two are nice and funky and bright, and we'll go with, you know, many different paintings to be used. So yeah, that's I think all the updates that I've got today. Luna was very good today. She did have a couple of big naps. She only started getting restless just before 4, when normally I would have had the postage prepared and already be in the house making a brew and having snuggles. But I pushed it today until sort of last minute before I could tie up the last bag to get as many out. So she got a little bit antsy, because I'm sure they know time. You can tell she gets antsy just before dinner as well. But other than that, she was extremely good. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Anyway, comments, etc. So Carrie says she has been so enjoying watching the waffle, and she's done 2 off the canvas items and dekitted them. She has also separately helped her mum kit up her first diamond painting. Woohoo! She says she's got her hooked with keychains. Keychains are such fun to do. She says, but she just can't get the oomph to work on her custom of her dog niece. She has daily migraines / headaches, and she has chronic back pain as well, that she's working towards a nerve ablation. But now she's having really bad hip pain. Oh my goodness me, you've got it all. She said, so it's really hard to get into any sense of a position to diamond paint. So for now, she is just watching me and trying not to get too frustrated. She said, thank you for the waffle. Fingers crossed, she says, that her primary doctor has an idea about her hip when she sees him on Friday. Well, I hope everything went well, because according to this comment, you will have seen your doctor already. So I do hope that everything went well for you, and there's suggestions of things that can be done to help make things easier for you. Stephanie, she says she's glad to hear that I am feeling better. She says you're a real rock star for pushing through sickness. She says she's sending prayers for a speedy recovery. Oh, thank you. She says she is loving the Advents and having fun with guessing what's in the bag before opening. She says she loves the little pot. She said hubby said that you were hinting that she had a screw loose. Oh, they say the kindest things, don't they? She said can't wait for tomorrow's WIP and Waffles. Trust the hubby. Trust the hubby. Susan, she said, oh boy, she said, did today's Advent gift come in handy. She said she is working on a diamond painting that she got from the event that she went to. So she is not at her easel. She's still using the plastic cover, and her drill tray was sliding everywhere, she said, so that was perfect timing to get a grip mat. She loved the little pot they got and can definitely see herself buying more in different colours. She has a drill grinder, so she is currently using it for trash drills, but she could buy all little kinds of trinket things like that. She says, thank you for another great WIP and Waffle. Trinkets, it's like magpies, isn't it? It's like, just call us a magpie when it comes to trinkets and little things that are cute and functional. They can just be cute, but cute and functional is even better, because then it gives us an excuse to have more. Tammy, she says, thank you again for keeping me company while cooking and cleaning. I hope you're doing something other than cooking and cleaning all the time, Tammy. She says she finally got the moment to sit down. Oh, good. Sometimes I should read the full comment before I comment. She said, and she's catching up on some WIP. She says, have a great night. Well, I hope you had a great time diamond painting. And not just cooking and cleaning and getting jobs done. Leonor Santos says they are binge listening to my adventure WIP and Waffles while they finish a diamond painting present for Christmas. Maybe next year. They've said they'll join in on this event. They don't have the tradition of advent calendars in their family, but this seems so much fun. Also, they said thanks for introducing me to JD Robb and Audible. They started from the first book about 4 weeks ago and finished the 7th yesterday. Amazing. Oh, you know, in a way, I would love to be able to wipe all the JD Robb books from my memory, just to be able to just have that enjoyment level of listening to them all again. Don't get me wrong, I still get an enjoyment from listening to them again, but there is something about, you know, not knowing what's coming up or not knowing the history when listening to a book as well. So savour it. You've got quite a few books to go, so you've got a long time enjoying them in your future. She also says, she's really enjoying listening to them while diamond painting in the evening. And finally, said congrats on your new launches. She recently ordered a bundle of trays that I had in the shop, but the colour of this limited edition one is very tempting. She hasn't tried them yet since she had them delivered in Portugal, where she'll be travelling to this Saturday. Ooh, exciting times. You should have your mitts on them by now. But they're looking forward to using them with their Christmas themed canvas that they're going to start. Good luck with everything and have a very good Christmas. Oh, thank you. You too. I hope you've had an amazing time or are having an amazing time in Portugal. If my timing's right as to when you've got there. Kira has actually replied and said advent calendars aren't something that she's ever done either, but she's decided to grab one next year. It does seem like fun. Never seen one that's actually tempted her like this one has. Yeah, advent calendars were primarily for children. There may be some other history behind it, but I know, like in our family, it's always primarily been a sort of child thing, just a way of them counting down to Christmas instead of saying, how many sleeps mum, how many sleeps mum, how many sleeps mum, as kids do before something exciting that seems just so far away. But it's definitely over the last few years, with the basis of online shopping and all the rest of it, you start seeing now calendars pop up for the older people and not just the children. And yeah, I think it is a fabulous idea. My kids still like to have just a chocolate treat advent. Even Caris has got one this year. She can't actually open any of it until she arrives back home in December, but she has one because she'd be very, very upset if she didn't, because it is something that they love to have. But yeah, whether it be chocolate or whether it be a little gift, it's nice to enjoy Christmas the way we did when we were kids. Mysterious Days, she said that was me about missing the outline, she said, and she's now realised, and instead of taking 6 hours per section, this is on the Diamond Art Studio canvas, now it took her 3. It's actually easy now. She said it just takes concentration. So she is on day 2 currently, and she got an advent calendar of little Christmas charms, which take about 15 to 30 minutes per sticker. It does take concentration, the Diamond Art Studio Advent, with the little cross-stitch patterns and a blank canvas, but it is nice and fun and something different. At the minute I have been doing mine on an evening, but the odd time that I have done one during the day, mainly at the weekend, I must admit it's gone a little bit easier when I've not been brain tired and body tired. Mysterious Day, she also says, today is chaos. She says she ordered a desk because she's been using a lap desk all this time, and sometimes she says they help people out of state who can't afford food and such, and accidentally sent her desk chair, desk organisers and a gift for her brother there. Since it was shipped, they had to buy it again, given that they cannot return it, and they did lose the cost of the original desk. Oh, she says, oh, well, I guess sometimes stuff happens. At least they got the Christmas decorations half out today. She says sometimes she also stores her trash diamonds or trash drills in an extra bottle from her bottle storage. It's quick and easy, and she says you likely already have one. If not, similar is likely in your house. Yeah, I often put my trash drills into one of my little zesty touch of zest trash tray, is where mine often go. But I know while Megan does have a trash tray, quite often she's been in the habit of putting it into one of the bottles. in her storage for her diamonds. So I think she ends up with them in a couple of different places. But any that I've had with my Diamond Art Studio Advent go into my little Touch of Zest trash tray, and then anything that needs throwing out at the end of my section for the day gets just popped into the little brown envelope and cleared away all at once. But yeah, I used to have a little tub that hung off the side of my IKEA cart, and I just used to throw them in there along with any other rubbish that, you know, if I'd had a chocolate bar or a packet of crisps, and it just used to go into there, and that used to get used as a bin. But I've not had that on for a bit since Luna liked to lock it off with her nose. Jo, she says, happy 6th of December, everyone. She said it feels like we only started yesterday, so it doesn't seem real that we're already a quarter done with Advent. Well, it doesn't feel like we're nearly half done with Advent today either. She says she finished her other WIP earlier on today. So she went to Michael's after work to have it dry mounted. She says great bonus of moving here for a while is that there are lots more craft stores than there are back home. Although she's not sure that her wallet agrees that it's a bonus. She's finished her section today before the video ended, and since she didn't have another WIP to work on, she's just finished watching the video while snacking on the gummy bears. She said she had to try them after hearing me talking about them. As always, she says thank you for all that you do. They are amazing gummy bears, and you being in the States, at least you can pick some up and give them a go. But yeah, they have, I think they've officially all gone. Sometimes I hide a pack in a drawer, and I haven't checked that drawer for a while. A drawer where we store all the food. Sometimes I tuck, like if we've got a couple of packs of my favourite biscuits, or a couple of packs of gummies or something, I like to stash them in different drawers so that I sort of find them again. I think I'm all out. I'm pretty sure I have eaten them all. But I guess I'll find out if I end up with a surprise bag one day when the cupboard's looking a little bit bare and I go hunting for a snack. Jerry said, hi Rebecca. She says she's enjoying opening the little gifts and listening while she works on her Diamond Art Studio Advent. She says she's watched all of the videos for this Advent to date. However, she is only on day 5 of the Diamond Art Studio Advent. She says this is her first square painting and she is loving it. The sections are taking a lot longer than she anticipated, as one of them took her over 6 hours to finish. She's working slow because when she thinks she has it, she makes some kind of mistake and then has to fix it. She said she's loved all of the gifts in the Advent so far, and she's even had a couple of them in her mind that she was wanting to order. She says thank you to you and your family for all that you do. She says, by the way, she says she was going to work on a different painting until I unboxed the Diamond Art Studio Advent. She said, and you explained in that video that it was like working on a heaven and earth design. She said she was curious previously as to how it would be. She says now she doesn't think that she would want to work on a heaven and earth design right at this stage of her diamond painting. She does think that after she's done with this one, she'll be going from beginner straight to advanced. Happy holidays. It is a learning curve, but it is at least broken down into sort of bite-sized chunks and things that are easier to manage. You can make it even easier on yourself if you sort of grid it up into grids of 10 and grid up your pattern in the same way, and sort of give yourself those little reference sections, or break down the square even more to something smaller and smaller until it becomes very easily manageable, and then you just do one section at a time. So there are a few options to get it done. It is a challenge, but it is fun, at least because, if now else, because it's different, makes it rather fun. Woohoo! My white is done. Got a little bit of a scattering. I like it when the colours scatter in between the white. Tea. Okay. Kim, she said she thinks that I mentioned a couple of days ago that there were 2 different faceted diamonds on the square drills. She says, can you explain what you mean? She says she's loving the event. She went back to work today, she said, so she's thoroughly enjoying just watching and listening. There can actually be more than 2. Quite often when you look at them, you see a couple, but some manufacturers will have more than others in relation to the diamond. So across the board you can get more than 2, but quite often you will see a couple in your own kit, or in this kit for example. I can sort of see 2. So if you think, I'm trying to think of the easiest way to sort of describe it, because even though this is a video, actually sort of showing you what I mean is a bit hard. So if you say you've got a drill or a square drill and it's rounded on the top, there are some diamonds that you'll see and it's as though they've sliced off the top and then sliced down the sides, a bit like a roof but with a flat part. So the diamond looks a little bit like that. But then there are others that it's as though they've taken the diamond with its round and just done lots of different slices and not sort of sliced across the top. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but basically it's sort of by more facets, it's sort of more edges to the diamond. The more facets there are, the more edges that there are, which means it's more points for the light to reflect off. And I'm not sure if it's gonna show, but if you look at the diamonds that you have, especially if working on a square, say there may be more than the 2, but 2 of them are more noticeable than others. So you'll find there's one that seems to be a bit flat on the top and then have sections cut off around the side, and then there's other ones that has lots and lots of different sections cut off but is not flat on the top. It's a little bit more concaved on the top. Hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't and somebody's better with words to describe that, then please let me know in the comments down below. I keep trying to think what I can sort of get hold of to sort of show you what I mean. But yeah, basically the facets are the amount of sides that there are on the top of that diamond. And some have 13 up to 20 something, I think. Again, I don't know the exact numbers, but some definitely have a lot more. But when you look at your own square diamonds, and like some round you can see it on as well, but square is one I definitely know. You will see that some of your diamonds have sort of a flat top and then lots of bits cut off around the side, and some of them seem to go more to a point, with just different angles for the rest being cut off. Hopefully that makes sense, Kim. Kim also said she went back to work today, so she is thoroughly enjoying just watching and listening. Take that little bit of chill time after work, that's for sure. This glue dot has all of a sudden, with these black diamonds, gone major sticky. See if we can get that to calm down. I've just dabbed it on my face in the hope that it will calm down a little bit and not be quite so sticky, so I can actually get diamonds onto my umbrella, please. Jerry, she said she remembers one year for Christmas that herself and her hubby shopped and just needed to wrap presents. It's the first time that they had shopped really early. They usually host Christmas Eve at their house as they open gifts on Christmas Eve. She says that particular year, their youngest daughter developed some medical issues and ended up in a hospital over 100 miles away. She was released from the hospital on Christmas Eve. So one of the relatives hosted instead of them. They got home and quickly wrapped the presents to get over there for Christmas Eve. She said, unfortunately, it was a bit too much for their daughter, so they did leave early. She said years before that, she said they actually shopped on Christmas Eve. She says, we will never do either of those again. So much easier when you've got things ready beforehand. Says me, who's just ordered something for Carity's birthday. So I think I'm now pretty much done, but I don't know, it feels like the kids have picked sort of bigger presents this year. You know, or they're older, so, you know, things they want to treat themselves to are more. And they've sort of gone for one or two higher priced items. They know their budget. So they've gone for sort of one or two items, and there's no real stocking filler bits in there. I kind of feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like I need to go and get some stocking filler sort of surprise bits for the kids, just so they've got something more to open. But at the same point, there's nothing else that they can think that they want or need. So Teresa says she enjoys watching these WIP and Waffles in December. She said she diamond paints faster when she's listening. She said, thanks so much. Go diamond painting, go. Yeah, I find that I diamond paint more so if I'm like listening to an audiobook or something. I don't know whether it's, you know, the tone of a voice or the speed of the voice and the syllables and things like that that makes me just want to diamond paint in time to somebody speaking. Maybe. I know sometimes I can end up what feels like going quite fast on this. Like I get myself in a rhythm that goes at the same pace as I'm talking. And the next thing it's like, oh, I got those placed quickly. Maybe it's something to do with that. Darlene, she says, hi Rebecca. She said she is one of those unlucky people that get a total loss of voice when she gets the flu or a cold. She said it never goes to her chest or her head, but the voice always goes. She says, thank you for the lovely WIP and Waffles and all the giggles. Oh, you're so welcome. See, it probably would have got me a nice few days off work when I used to do a job where I needed to be able to speak. There were definitely times when I wished I would lose my voice when I got a cold or a chest infection. Whereas now I enjoy this too much, so I suppose it all worked out in the end. And I got to do this without losing my voice completely and not being able to film. Shadow Kitty, she says she loves off the canvas paintings and she really enjoys seeing it in a calendar. She says she is currently saving the cross stitch for after the Christmas event so she can do something crafty but from bed. Because her chronic illness can make her feel like death and it will be enjoyable to do. She says she's glad to hear that I'm getting better. Thank you. Well, that sounds like a plan to save things that you can do in bed for when you know, if you know there is going to be a time when you need to spend time in bed. At least you can look forward to doing something rather than get frustrated with what you can't do. So don't beat yourself up when it happens. Take the little wins. Get your face masks, get your pampering things all ready. Get your cross stitch ready. Get yourself a little take care of yourself pack so that you can use it as an opportunity to do all those things. And make the best out of a bad situation because it sucks. Right, all my black is done. Let's see how this glue dot behaves now because it didn't like all that black. I'm hoping it was just the black and it's not going to be an annoying glue dot, but we shall see. Debbie, she says, you are my therapy at the moment, Rebecca. She says last year her 3-year-old granddaughter was in hospital with pneumonia, sepsis, scarlet fever, tonsillitis and a chest infection all over Christmas. Ouch. She says this year she's contracted, can't speak, strep and a chest infection again, so she is hoping that the antibiotics kick in enough to get her well for Christmas this year. Oh, bless her. She says she's sick with worry, so she's diamond painting, listening and watching the videos to help her to calm down and take her mind off things just for a small amount of time. She said the trouble is antibiotics are vile tasting and her daughter doesn't persevere with giving them to her, but she said she must take them and it will be a couple of minutes of trauma for twice a day. Oh, I remember those days. The antibiotics that they used to give the kids used to be like some banana antibiotic or something. It didn't taste that nice, to be fair. I agreed with the kids, but it doesn't mean I didn't syringe it down their throats if they needed it. She said, anyway, thank you so much for this time. She can spend diamond painting in my company. She says it's gold. Well, I hope the little one is feeling better. By now, this comment was left a few days ago. So I hope they've kicked in and she is well on the way to being a feisty, what will be, is she now 3 or was she 3 last year? So your 3 or 4-year-old granddaughter will be ready and fighting fit for Christmas and tormenting everybody, but with smiles, hopefully. Dawnette said, hi Rebecca and chat. She's a silent subscriber. She said, but she did just have to chime in this time with a chuckle. She said she will admit that she didn't realise what the little jar was for. Her granddaughter opened it with a confused look and then looked inside and handed it to me and just shook her head and said, I just don't know, Grandma. Or Grandma, sorry. She said you had all, hubby, daughter, 2 granddaughters and myself, of our creative thinking working overtime. She said we have lots of ideas like missing parts, an accident, a weight/cover minder, or even a part that went with another day's envelope. She said it was fun. Then she watched the video. She said you explained it, and then she remembered me talking about it previously. So with a palm to the head, she said she texted everyone to let them know what it was. I'm glad you put them all out of their misery as well. She said that was worth the whole advent. Awesome. She says, thank you for your time with videos and the AMZ store and the extra care that you show for all of us. She said, happy holidays to you and your family, just in case she doesn't comment again before. Well, I hope you all have an amazing holiday as well. And it's good to know that it has caused confusion and given a topic of conversation as to what it's for, and that you've been able to put everybody else out of their misery and let them know what it was for in the end. But yes, we are not missing any nuts in this house. We actually have extras, so we're all good over here. And it's up to you whether you keep it or use it as a trash pot. Shadow Kitty, she said happy day 5. She is playing catch up. She said her week is pretty much the same as mine, and I've just opened A and I didn't want A, I wanted C. That'll teach me to think I'd put my hand on the right pot and then not. She said her week is pretty much the same as mine, which is why she has to play catch up on Wednesday. She said her work is extremely busy on Mondays. She said she loved the metal tips from day 5. She said as a heavy-handed diamond painter, they are very much needed. She bought both our AMZ advent calendar and the one from Diamond Art Club. She said, and she has found ours to be more exciting to open up. She said she opened them up right when she got them. Okay, so you do know what's in everything. She said her dog is also a clothing thief, and they have to clean her nests every time they do the laundry. Love it. She says she buys her a new blanket every year and sleep with it right after she gets it so that she can then steal it. Love that idea. Absolutely love it. Yeah, I think some brightly coloured socks that Luna's allowed. I've taken mine and the hubby's stockings down because there is just no point. There is no point in having them up because she will just try to get them. So I've just stopped trying because that's not a battle I want to play every day. Kathy said she laughed out loud when I gave them Luna's Christmas wish list. She said she's listened to it 4 times and it still makes her laugh. I don't think Luna's wish list will ever change. Yeah. Though today, because it's been very, of course, it's Monday, so it's always a busy day anyway, but it's Monday after lunch, so it's extremely busy. I brought one of the mail sacks in earlier. I'd been in and out a couple of times bringing mail sacks in. I also had to switch a load of washing over, and I come in to sort of make a brew and then take that with me. And sometimes Luna gets a treat when we go back. Just makes her move easier because she much prefers being in the conservatory and lying down on the couch than she does in a bed. But today I grabbed her one of her little doggy biscuits. So I grabbed a little biscuit and said, right, come on. We've put the postage sack in, let's go. And she just lay on the couch and just looked at me like, why on earth would I want to come with you? So I had to trade it. I ended up trading it because I just did not have the time to play that game. I traded it for a piece of chicken and she came with me straight away. And went and got on her bed and had her piece of chicken and then had a nice big nap in her bed. So yeah, girl knows what she wants. Shadow Kitty, she says, happy day 6. She said she's glad to have caught up after a busy week. She said she realised that she hadn't been pressing like on the videos when she rewatched one that she'd already watched. She said, dead brain syndrome. She said, so she went back and did that. It's a good way of tracking whether you've watched a video or not, is giving it a like, and it helps the channel out and it doesn't cost you anything. So I'm all for that. She said she really enjoyed the idea of the sticky section for using for the trash tray, and added it to her painting. She said, but instead of, she put her current diamond pot on there so she could reference what colour she was doing in case she got distracted. I like that idea. That sounds like fun. That's another really, really good idea. I might have to borrow that one for a tip and trick if you don't mind, because that's a good shout. She says she's really enjoying last year's advent calendar painting, and she's deciding if she might buy this year's on Friday as an early birthday gift, because her birthday's not till January. She has to decide what she wants and how much hobby will let her spend. She says, thank you for the fun. She cannot wait to continue it. Awesome. I really like that idea. Use your grip mat to stick your pot or your pot lid. You could put the whole pot there, but I get a little bit nervous when it comes to the whole pot. Only because I know how long, like I say, the grip mats are cleanable, and when they start losing their stick, you can just wash them under the tap or with a little bit of dish soap and let them dry, and they'll be back to full form. However, it's that in-between stage where they need a clean, but you haven't quite yet given them a clean. I'd end up spilling drills everywhere. But I love the idea of using it for the pot, to just pop your pot on, because the bigger one, if I grab it, the bigger one will fit the likes of a trash tray on there as well. Like, you could probably put something else on there if you needed something else to hand. But yeah, I love that idea. It's like a quick way to reference. The amount of times I put it on the edge of my easel and then I actually knock it. I'll knock the pot and send the lid flying to the floor. I do that often enough when I'm in the conservatory. So actually having somewhere to do it. You could also potentially, if you like to watch these videos, so if like me, occasionally you're lazy and don't want to pop a YouTube video on the TV, send it to the TV, or you always watch it on your phone anyway, this will hold your phone. So mine's a Plus, iPhone Plus, and that is holding my phone on my diamond painting. So you could use this for a few different things, especially the 8cm one, the bigger one that we put in the advent. The small one is perfect for the trashy, and probably, I mean, here's mine. This is not sticky. So this is the 5cm one, but this would hold that and a lid, and this would hold your phone. So there's multiple different options, but that one is nowhere near as sticky. It definitely needs a wash. Love that idea. Yeah, Shadow Kitty, I hope you don't mind. I might make a tip and trick out of that in the new year, because I never thought of putting the pot lid on it, and putting the pot lid on it is absolute gold, because especially when I am chatting here, I do tend to put it on the desk next to me as a reminder as to what symbol I'm doing, because you can get distracted depending on what's going on around you. It can be quite easy to get distracted. See, this is why we watch these WIP and Waffles, and this is why we chat. Liz says, hi Rebecca. She says she's currently playing catch up and has managed to get time today to sit down and diamond paint. She said life has been busy getting presents wrapped for the trip this weekend. Her tree is up with lights on. She diamond painted 10 door hangers over the summer, and they are up on all the doors in her house. Some other decks are up, but she does still need to fully decorate her tree and put all her candles out. Sounds like you've been extremely productive. I do not have a single thing wrapped yet. That is one thing that I could definitely do with getting done. Mudka says, hi Rebecca. She is enjoying watching these WIP and Waffles all year long. She said, you always keep me company when I diamond paint. She said, thanks and greetings from Slovenia. Well, thank you for being here and for watching. It's a lot of WIP and Waffles to get through. But when you're diamond painting words, it can help time to fly. That's for sure. Lots of bits of colours on this one. I love this one. Blossom Chops, she says, with... Oh, that's not the colour I'm on. She says, with respect to using the double-sided tape, she said she used mine from Admiral Zest with the magnetic bars. She said she followed the instructions that Lady Dax gave in her video, which she did post in the group. She says at the moment her daily me time is watching/listening to my videos while she's doing Christmas wrapping and cards. She says, thank you for keeping me company. Thank you. Yes, I did use double-sided tape with the magnetic bars, and White Christmas is up on the wall. I need to take a picture so that I can tag it onto the end of the video I did, but I did do a video. I did do a video where I tested partly putting double-sided tape and fully doing double-sided tape, because there was a fail in it. So you get to hear that. Sue, she says, in her opinion, it is disrespectful for her to put her tree up before November the 11th, she says, and whatever your country call this day. She said in Canada it's called Remembrance Day, so November the 12th is when she usually puts her decorations up. Yeah, it's called Remembrance Day in the UK too. Yeah, so yeah, I get that. It's the different things, aren't they? But yeah, I can see why you don't put it up until later. I think the earliest I've ever put my tree up is the 24th anyway, maybe the 23rd, but I can't remember what year that would have been. Cat Lady said she is following with crochet today. The diamond painting she wanted to work on came very wrinkled. At first she was thinking it may need ironing, but she decided to leave it under her desk mat until Friday and then reconsider. She said it's a lovely nutcracker painting, but it won't be finished in time for Christmas, so she's not going to push to do it. She said time is far too busy. Yes, it is such a busy time. I don't think the likes of White Christmas, if I'd have got that at the beginning of December, I don't think I would have even attempted to have got that finished for Christmas. It's definitely too big a painting for something like that, and sometimes you do just have to realise that, look, I am not going to enjoy the process if I try and get this done now, yet I can get all excited about it all over again if I either get it out later on in the year or take my time doing it next year. Anna, she says she has 2 Splatterworks paintings, she says, but they're so big, she said she gets nervous at the thought of doing them. Splatterworks paintings are big, but there is a lot of white, and if you find yourself a YouTube video, whether it be one of mine or somewhere else, an audio book, and just when you're in the mood to diamond paint but not necessarily like full of energy, you know, when you're full of beans and sit down to diamond paint, can be a bit different than when, you know, you're winding down for the day and you sit down to diamond paint. I absolutely love doing the Splatterworks when I'm at the point where I'm ready to wind down for the day and I sit down to diamond paint, because I can just tip a load of white into my tray, listen to a book, audio book, or watch a video and just dot. And all I'm doing is the white. I love doing the big sections of the white all the way around. And yes, there's the odd little part that you miss because you put colour on that afterwards. But there is a huge amount, you know, it's quite a bit of white. And it's amazing actually how quick you can get through that painting to maybe compared to another one of the same size that doesn't have that much of one colour. It's the fact that it's one colour. You're not spending time tipping diamonds in and out of your tray. You're just dotting. You're just dotting. So much fun. Kerry, she said, thanks for the advent and the whip and chats. She says, is anybody else feeling the next packet for the advent box as we go along, she says, for the day after? And trying to guess what it is, she says, or is that just her? She says she thinks she is doing the other half of the sections that I'm doing on the advent canvas. She said she still needs to put her tree up, She says that is this weekend's job. She's loving the new cover paper designs for launch. She said she might be buried alive if she buys any more, but she does love patterned cover paper. She says, thanks for the hard work and all that you do all year round for us. They are pretty. I'm so excited to kit up more paintings. Say, I've got quite a few that I do want to kit up ready for January. Say a couple of Paint Gem minis which don't use cover paper, but I do want to kit up a round painting to replace White Christmas in my lineup. And I'm just as excited to pick my cover paper as I am for the app to pick my painting. Does that sound bad? Maybe, maybe not. Right, day 12 is done. We are officially halfway through. So we start to finish pictures up from tomorrow. I'm excited and disappointed all at the same time. I think December needs to stretch out this year. It's all happening a bit too quick. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me for this WIP and Waffle and the previous and the future. And I'll speak to you all again tomorrow.